Oh, yeah. Oh, he's fapping. Oh, shit. Reapers, what's his good? It's your boy Laser. Using the vibes are back with another scary reaction video. He's on this scary content. So I continue to deliver that for you guys. If you're reacting to 9 disturbing fairy tales around the world. Guys, there's so many creepy, tooth fairy tales. I got my Dutch trick. If you guys are the reaction content, reaction videos, features, simply hit the like button. You subscribe to the notification bell, like conversion, moving down, Twitch streams are fucking amazing. Let's dive straight in this video. Alright, chills.
Number 9, who killed Cock Robin?
Cock Robin? I killed my cock.
Penned in 1744, this nonsensical poem casually introduces children to the morbid concepts of death, murder, and funeral preparations by using cute little animals and insects as
These are pretty cute birds. Nice painting too.
examples. In the original poem, which is only 4 verses long, a sparrow calmly admits to shooting the bird known as Cock Robin with a bow and arrow. No explanation is given, just a heartless murder without a motive. Apparently, this was not enough to scare children, so roughly 3 decades later, an extended version has a fly watched with fascination as Cock Robin slowly dies from the arrow. A fish who collects his blood in a dish for who knows what.
Bro, I've always thought like animal heads with like human bodies is like terrifying. Like just an owl with like a human body, that's so creepy, bro.
A beetle offering to sew a death shroud for Cock Robin to wear as a ghostly shade. An owl grave digger. And all sorts of other non-human participants eagerly volunteering to perform some sort of death-related chore at the funeral. Eventually, Victorian-era illustrations were added, and that's where things take a really bizarre turn. A fly dressed in a turncoat gracefully bows towards the reader and beckons for them to embrace death. A frenzied bull rings a church bell with muscular human-like arms, and large groups of animals bawl their heads off over the end.
Like, bro, this is like, people always say like, oh, wasted talent. Why are you using all this talent? Like, you could be making actual normal photographs, but like, bro, this is beautiful itself. You know what I mean? This is beautiful, bro. Like, this is cool as shit. Like, bro, just having this as like a painting room, you can call me weird all you want. I mean, everyone knows that already. Everyone saying I'm weird is like saying the ocean's green. But like all these paintings, bro, like these creepy animals, like just animal heads with like human bodies. I think it's so cool, bro.
Anguish of losing a loved one. Their human-like expressions are disturbing. While the content is not overly gory, the subject matter is quite heavy for a children's audience, which is why Who Killed Cock Robin deserves an honorable mention on this list of grim tales. Number 8, The Monkey and the Crab.
Monkey, go jump on the bed!
Comes from ancient China. A crab grows a persimmons tree, and once the fruit grows ripe, he enlists...
Wait, why is there apples, though? Why is there apples? Shouldn't there be bananas? I thought bananas are a monkey's favorite vegetable. Well, these are some pretty cool bananas.
It's the help of a monkey to pick them from the branches. Instead of sharing the fruit with the crab like a good monkey, however, the monkey decides instead to bludgeon the
Why is he purple, bro?
To death by her.
Bro took too much lean. Same with the crab. Look at the mouth. They took too much lean. Or they're just turning into Thanos.
Unripe persimmons until his head was smashed and his shell was broken in several places. You've got to love the gory specifics.
I don't.
Especially in a children's story. At this point, the legend splits into 2 variations. In one, the crab is pregnant, which adds a whole other level of depression.
Every edgelord is going crazy right now watching this. Like, bro, when I think I'm edgy, I just remember that there's people that actually enjoy watching, you know. I don't want to say it because, like, I just hate talking about it, but you know what I mean.
Gravity to the story by essentially turning the monkey into a womanizer. In this version, the crab's young breaks free from their mother's corpse and seek revenge by peeling the monkey's eyes open and gleefully burning him to death. After this brutal execution, everyone lives happily ever after. In the second version, the crab's son comes across his father's corpse and somehow enlists the help of a bee and a living chunk of rock to deliver a torture-filled demise that ends with the crab victoriously punching the monkey's head off.
Oh!
With absolutely no moral whatsoever. In ancient Chinese fables, the lines between good and evil are often intentionally blurred, and this is a perfect example. Number 7, Pinocchio.
Pinocchio, fuck no.
Disney went to great lengths to omit the gorier parts from the
bro's nose is bigger than my boner.
Original Pinocchio.
Literally. Kidding.
Written in 1883 by Italian author Carlo Collodi. For example, you might remember how the wooden boy's nose grows after lying.
Wait, I thought Walt Disney made Pinocchio.
But do you recall when he slowly, very slowly burns his legs off while trying to dry his feet by the oven?
What?
Remember the scene where Pinocchio smashes Jimmy Cricket to death because he doesn't
No, I don't remember this.
Advice? No, of course not.
No, Toy.
In the original version of Pinocchio, however, these scenes exist. The talking cricket, as he's known as not Jiminy Cricket from Disney, is horrifically murdered by Pinocchio with blunt force.
The fuck?
When describing how Pinocchio took a hammer from the bench and threw it with all his strength at the talking cricket,
what the
narrator creepily addresses the audience as "my dear children."
What the fuck,
There's no mistaking it. Here, a violent murder is being explained in real time to children. The poor cricket fell from the wall, dead, according to the narrator, only to come back as a ghost later on to give more advice from beyond the grave. When the talking cricket returns, Pinocchio offers himself to be bludgeoned to death so long as his family is spared. The talking cricket has absolutely no intentions of harming anybody. But what a thought on Pinocchio's behalf. That is one emotionally disturbed puppet. Did we also mention that Pinocchio was hanged by an angry mob?
Dude, why is this narrator like just talking like this is all, like he's saying it so casually, bro? Also, did you guys know that this dude casually just got shot in the head by like 50 bullets? Like, what the fuck? Did you guys know that his corpse was casually just humped on by Pinocchio? Like, bro, this motherfucker, I like how the narrator is just casually spitting out like crazy fucked up shit.
That was where the story was originally supposed to end, until the editors convinced Collodi to lighten up and write an ending that would.
But did you remember how his face slowly turned purple as his veins started shutting off as the blood supply slowly came out of his pee-pee? Yeah.
And kids screaming into their mother's aprons. Somehow these scenes did not make the Disney cut.
But did you know?
The 5 Chinese brothers. Let's move away from insects, animals,
and
puppets and focus more on human acts of depravity.
Wow.
The 5 Chinese brothers takes kids on a whimsical illustrated journey of prolonged murder trials and capital punishment. Learning about the death penalty is a great subject for a kid's book,
Bro, being burned alive like this, that's gotta be one of my worst fears.
Apparently so, according to Claire Hutchett Bishop. This is probably the only children's story to ever deliver the lines, "He was arrested, put in prison, and condemned to have his head cut off, and all the people were assembled on the village square to witness the execution with a rosy tone." As the story implies, there were 5 Chinese brothers, each with their own special superpower that will come in handy later. One of the Chinese brothers swallows a sea so that he can fish, but he accidentally drowns a village child after he spits the sea back out.
How do you accidentally?
For this, he is sentenced to death. To avoid this punishment, the Chinese brothers secretly trade places with each other over and over again.
Wait, so basically like the wrong one got executed.
The first Chinese brother goes home under the pretense of saying goodbye to his family, but he actually sends back his brother, who has an iron neck, and makes a beheading attempt impossible.
Oh, fuck.
They simply could not cut his head off, the narrator casually explains to a presumably all-children audience. After that, everyone was angry, and they decided that he should be drowned.
Dude, it's crazy how, like, executions back then were, like, just so fucked up, but it was so normal. Like, it's crazy how, I mean, like, here's the thing about beheadings, like, I mean, it's still fucked up, but it's like, at least it's instant, you know? Like, that's probably, like, the best way to be executed. But it's just crazy how other, like, methods, like, I don't know, like, you guys know the fucking steaming bowl or whatever the fuck it's called, the screaming bowl. Like, dude, it's crazy.
Exact phrase from the book.
So many creepy methods.
So the Chinese brother goes home to secretly trade places with a brother who can hold his breath underwater. After the mob decides he should be burned, another Chinese brother steps forward who can resist flames and suffocation.
Oh.
Thinking that this was all the same person all along, the mob eventually decides the Chinese brother must be innocent, and they finally leave the family alone.
What the hell?
Number 5, Jimmy Crack Corn. Most people have happily sung the chorus of this song at least once as a child, blissfully unaware that they are actually reciting a song deeply rooted in slavery, misery, alcoholism, and possibly even murder. A full examination of the seemingly innocent lyrics revealed the narrator to be an unnamed.
Guys, you ever eat corn while listening to corn? While watching porn?
Slave who had to, among other chores, keep the flies off his master's horse whenever he went riding around on the farm. One day, as the song goes, an unmanageable swarm of flies.
Dude, seeing like a bunch of like flies or like birds like this, like I don't know why, but I always just think of like the world ending. Like I don't know why, but for some reason seeing like a huge ass crowd of birds just signifies the world ending. I don't know why. I've always thought that.
Flies landed on the horse.
I don't fucking know.
And one chanced to bite him on the thigh. According to the slave narrator, the horse threw my master in the ditch, and the master did not survive. There was a trial to determine what happened, and the verdict was the blue-tail fly. That's all well and good, but who is Jimmy? And why are there two of them now shucking corn together? Well, there's no they, and the song has nothing to do with corn on the cob. Jim Crack is an old expression which means cheap, and the
corn doesn't even look that good.
And the song speaks of is a reference to cordy whiskey, which the narrator is drinking to happily celebrate his master's death. In other words, master is dead, time to get drunk.
And you do like whiskey? Why, like, bro? Why do people? I swear, dude, I don't. I'm not an alcohol person, so it's like I can't really like say much. But it's like, damn, bro, like alcohol. I don't know why people celebrate with alcohol. Like celebrate with weed, bro. But weed isn't really a party drug, though. It's more so like kind of like just putting you to sleep and like making you a couch potato. You know what I mean? But I don't know. Whiskey is nasty. Any alcohol to me is nasty, bro. I'm just not an alcohol person. I never was, and I never will be. I'm dead serious. Like, I just never can get into that shit. And I know I'm only 21, but it's like, and well, I know everyone and their mother drinks alcohol before they turn 21, but it's like, I just never could get into alcohol, bro. I've always was like, whenever, like, the only sort of like, you know, I've said it a million times, I've only done weed, that's it.
Some people
and I've done some nicotine, and that was stupid.
That the slave actually murders his master and is now sarcastically reciting his alibi while drinking. Either way, this light and airy folk song has had kids cheerfully singing about death and drinking alcohol for years. Number 4, Brave Mr. Buckingham. You may recognize Dorothy Cunhart's Pat the Bunny.
That looks so familiar.
But you most likely have not heard of the author's less celebrated work,
I swear I read this.
Mr. Buckingham. This is quite possibly the only time in literary history where a severed head appears on a book cover made for kids.
Looks like a strawberry.
The purpose of this book is to show that losing a tooth does not hurt. Sounds innocent enough, right? Somehow, Cunhart thought that showing a Native American named Mr. Buckingham routinely getting dismembered would be a great way to put children's minds at ease about losing a loose tooth. Throughout the story, Mr. Buckingham chops his arm off while landscaping, burns his leg off in the kitchen, gets his hand cut off by a saw,
the fuck?
and even gets his neck run over by a car.
What the hell?
After every accident, Mr. Buckingham proudly exclaims, "That didn't hurt."
Dude, oh, dude. I don't know why, but like saws make me cringe like crazy, bro. Like,
This is supposed to be reassuring, but it most likely encourages kids to be afraid of horrible
that didn't hurt.
that they never would have imagined otherwise.
Ice back from the nurse.
Tragedy after tragedy, the Native American relentlessly carries on until he is nothing but a smiling, decapitated head on a table at the end of the last page.
I thought there was a strawberry, bro.
For some reason, he is being fed strawberries by a little girl, and he says, "That didn't hurt," after every bite. Creepy? Yeah.
That didn't hurt. Nom nom nom.
Yes. Reassuring for kids with a loose tooth? Not so much. Number 3, Strawwell Petter. This German children's book was translated into English by Mark Twain, author of The Adventures of Huckleberry and Finn. The title means Shock-Headed Peter, and it is a collection of short stories following helpless children as they learn not to misbehave the hard way, usually in the form of death. The story of Soup Caspar, for example, is a cautionary tale warning children to always clean their plate or else.
Or else what?
Odysseus is a young German boy who repeatedly refuses to eat the nasty soup.
Good, I hope he dies. I'm kidding, that's too fucked. I'm totally not a triggered Jew person. I'm totally not a triggered kid in the striped pajamas.
His family ever so graciously offers him every night for dinner. The child wastes away a little more each time he refuses soup. The moral of the story is distinctly wrapped upon the final line, which abruptly reads, "And on the 5th day he was dead." Another entry, aptly named The Dreaded Story of Pauline and the Matches, follows a girl named Pauline who wants to light a match much in the same manner that she has seen her mother do plenty of times before. Predictively, she sets herself on fire. The narrator does not mince words when describing how she burns all over, everywhere, her arms and hands and eyes and nose, till she had nothing more to lose. The accompanying illustration also holds nothing back. It's literally a little girl set ablaze, screaming, flapping her arms wildly.
The fuck? I'm a pig when I'm trying to fly.
As for Pauline's remains, no trace of her was found except for her shoes in a pile of ashes. Clearly, the writing style for these folk tales is far too brutal to be considered appropriate for any children for the modern era, but in Germany, this was an effective way to teach kids.
Oh.
Number 2, Krampus.
Everyone and their mother knows Krampus, bro.
Germany continues a timeless tradition of scaring.
Why is his tongue always gotta be long, though, bro? He always reminds me of Gene Simmons, bro. Probably one of my favorite, if not. You know what's crazy, bro? I actually dressed up as him, like, when I was a little kid. He was my favorite rock star growing up, bro. I always thought Kiss was a good band, you know? People hate on rock and shit because they think rap's the only genre. I mean, like, bro. As an artist myself, like, bro, you gotta be, like, have some, like, different tastes, bro. Like, don't listen to the same exact rap. Like, split it up, you know? It's like, I always, growing up, bro, I always, like, I listen to, it's crazy, bro, because, like, originally I was never, like, as, like, a rapper myself, I won't even call myself a rapper, I just call myself a, well, I mean, I'm a rapper, but, like, I'm a rapper, musician, artist, but as, like, someone that, like, you know, does that shit now, it's, like, crazy how I originally didn't even, like, listen to that shit when I, like, grew up originally. Like, I originally was, like, a rock person, bro, and then I started getting into, you know, rap, all that shit.
It's young with Krampus Knot, or Krampus Night, a grim celebration of a Christmas demon that is in every child's.
I was really weird growing up, bro. Still,
while the rest of the world was excited
I'm not that
eating
weird,
cookies for Santa as a child, German children were filled with dread at the thought of Krampus, a goat-legged hellion with curled horns, ashen skin, and a forked tongue, and a rod for beating bad kids. Whereas Santa merely denies you your favorite presents for misbehaving,
no, Santa.
The Krampus will literally destroy you. Oddly enough, both figures dispense coal to bad kids. Both also carry sacks, but Krampus has
I feel like Krampus is literally, I mean, he is a demon, but, like, he's pretty much just Satan. When you think about it. He's Satan of Christmas.
a sack full of kids to take with him,
Common knowledge,
not
I mean.
presents to give out. If you've been bad, into the Krampus's bag you go. According to the legend, the Krampus will either drown the children or take them back with him to hell, hunting down children, beating them senseless for minor infractions, and sending them to hell for eternal punishment. It's Christmas time in Germany. Number 1, The Little Match Girl.
Is that
Denmark
Abraham
tops the list with this morose and depressing short story published in 1845.
Yo, is she 18? Damn, bro. I need a girl that has a face like that, bro. 18, no. That's a baby face.
About a nameless girl walking a busy
Don't come for
street
me,
on
FBI.
New
I
Year's
said
Eve
18.
Trying to sell matches. Besides not being able to sell a single match to anyone who passes by, the girl has her shoes stolen by a homeless person, in case he has children one day, the narrator adds. So basically for no reason other than to be horrible. Desolate, the little girl sits down in an alley, where she grew colder and colder, and reflects on her horrible life. Are you depressed yet? It only gets worse. She could return home, but her father will beat her for not making any money.
What the
Besides,
fuck?
she thinks it is almost
Seems like your average day in this time period, bro.
as cold in her house as it is outside. Her family is so poor, they are forced to plug cracks in the roof with straw and rags. Rather than
Wait, did they say this was based? No, I don't think this is, no, it's just a tale.
go back to her abusive father, the girl decides to keep herself warm using the matches. She must not remember Pauline from Straw Will Pet Her. While keeping herself warm, she is magically able to see through a wall into someone's home. She is looking into a dining room.
Can they see me
Suddenly,
strip
a
butt
roasted
naked?
Goose gets up from the table and charges at her. The narrator does not openly say it.
Bro, dude, imagine if people could just actually casually just look through your walls, bro. Hey, Laser. Guys. Pretend this is an Obsessed fan. Guys. We're Obsessed fans. Let's see what Laser's doing. Me right now? Oh, yeah. Oh, he's fapping. Oh, shit.
But the girl most likely hallucinates the scene from a combination of hypothermia and starvation. Moments later, the girl is leaning against the wall, frozen to death. Her grandmother's spirit, the only person who had loved, guides her higher and higher towards heaven. which is the only solace this depressing story offers. In the meantime, however, her frozen corpse is waiting to be discovered by whoever chances upon it. End of story.
Damn,
Happy
it's
New
crazy.
Year.
Well, guys, this is for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it, guys. Which one of those tales scared you the most? If you guys enjoyed the scary content, what do you like the feature to do? I'll see you in the next one. Peace.